In Borderlands, there are some extremely powerful items useful for a multitude of situations, but this list is all about those items that exist solely to troll the user. These are the top 10 trolliest items in Borderlands 3.
And number 10 is...
Starting off at number 10 is the Shoddy. This white rarity red text mission reward is just the worst. The red text reads 100% genuine fake ups. And yeah, it's true. It's 100% the worst Jacob's weapon in the history of Borderlands. Each shot drops immediately to your feet, and while you can technically use this thing by getting right on top of your enemies and jumping them to hit them in the head, I mean, why would you though? It has no redeeming value other than for the game to point out just how badly it trolled you. The Shoddy is obtainable from the mission money back guarantee in the Blast Plains and the Bounty of Blood DLC, just in case maybe you suffered a head injury.
Now let's see number 9.
Up next at number 9 is the Night Flyer. Now, don't get me wrong, the damage on this gun isn't actually that bad, but the gimmick of this gun is that you cannot kill anything with it. Literally. It's a reference to Batman and how he never kills bad guys, and since this thing drops from the Borderlands version of Batman in Rackman, that makes perfect sense, I guess. Now, if you pair this with any sort of dot build or grenades, then sure, you can technically kill things while using it, but again, why? In a game where you have a million options, why take the one that's literally designed to not kill enemies, especially when the farm for it is one of the worst in the game? First, Rackman used to be a rare spawn, but luckily Gearbox listened to us and they did away with that. But still, Rackman is located way back in the back corner of Carnivora with no nearby save points, so you have to grab a car and drive to him every time. Now, luckily his drop rate is 15%, so I guess it could be worse.
And now for number 8.
Sliding in at number 8 is the Shrieking Devil. This blue unique shotgun is dropped by the Blinding Banshee in Desolation's Edge on the planet Necrotafeo, you know, near the end of the campaign. It drops at 10%, and the special ability of this weapon is that wherever you are standing when you shoot it, that's where it's going to create a splash damage explosion in the element of the weapon that can hurt enemies and you. That's right, shooting this gun is basically dooming yourself to death. And just like Rackman, there's no nearby save station to easily farm this, like why would you though? So the farm sucks too. This gun basically has zero redeeming value other than the skin that's on it. That actually looks pretty nice.
Number 7.
Coming in at number 7 is the Girth Blaster Elite. Yeah, anytime a gun has Elite in the name, you know it's gonna be good. Well, this gun shoots Nerf darts. Well, not officially because of licensing or whatever, but you get the idea. It shoots out little sticky darts. They do extremely low damage, even on normal mode. The Girth Blaster is one of several items available to pre-order purchasers of Borderlands 3, and boy, do I feel rewarded for my pre-order with this one. Now, while it's very weak, it is at least funny, so it's got that going for it. If you pre-order the game, just go into your in-game mail and redeem this. It will scale to whatever level you redeem it at, so if you want to really have a good laugh, redeem one at Mayhem 10 level 72 and just go try to kill something.
And now for number 6.
Number 6 on this list is the Echo 2. Mentioned by Claptrap himself right at the beginning of Borderlands 3, the Echo 2 is coded in the game as a legendary item, but it's actually a white rarity red text item just like the Shoddy. This is one of those rare items that features more than one line of red text, and they read, "Do not throw the Echo 2, do not hold the Echo 2, don't look directly at the Echo 2. This whole thing is making fun of exploding phones that seem to be a problem for a bit there in the mid to late 2010s. This grenade mod isn't horrible for damage, having one of the highest overall base damages for a grenade mod in the game, but it's fixed parts and it always takes 3 seconds to detonate, so good luck getting anything to stand on top of that. The Echo 2 can world drop, or it can be farmed from its dedicated source of Mouthpiece at a 15% drop rate.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5 is the Rectifier. Oh yeah, the shield that does so little damage with its special ability that even on normal mode, enemies will try to give you this shield on purpose. It seems to world drop everywhere, and that's likely because every enemy in the game has tried it and they just hate it. It's supposed to deal shock damage to enemies, but since shields don't get any mayhem skilling, this one does jack shit. But like I said before, even on normal mode, it's absolutely worthless for damage. Making matters worse, this thing drops from Moldok the Anointed in Floodmore Basin on Eden 6, and shares a loot pool with an actually useful item, the Face Puncher.
Okay, here we are at number 4.
At number 4 is the Ghetto Burger. This rocket launcher shoots out burgers. No, I'm being serious on this one. This is a thing that they put in the game. Some coder had to make this happen. Then multiple people in meetings said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's run with it. And then it was in the game forever. And like most burgers, this thing is locked to one element, corrosive. I don't know what I was going for with that joke. It's clearly a reference to an April 2012 video of a guy eating Five Guys and having his mind blown so hard that he's screaming, damn, which is clearly referenced in the red text on this weapon. And yes, I said 2012, as in the year that Borderlands 2 came out. So great job keeping the fresh memes in there, Gearbox.
Number 3.
And number 3 is an item that ranks so high because in order to get it, you need to find every radio tower in the game and shut them off. And there's 22 of those scattered across various maps, with the final one being on Tazendir Ruins on Necrotofeo. So basically the end of the story. Your reward for all that? The Vibra Pulse, a Moxie SMG manufactured by Malawan. You know, one of the strongest SMG manufacturers in the history of the franchise, with items like the Plasma Coil, Flipper, DNA, Crit, Empress Purge, the Borderlands 2 Hellfire, the Borderlands 1 Hellfire, and the Borderlands 1 Tsunami. But no, the Vibra Pulse was completely overlooked by Gearbox when they were buffing everything else in the game. Its base damage is laughable at 3033 at Mayhem 10. That's less damage than the aforementioned Rectifier does via its tickle beams. But hey, at least the Vibra Pulse has 5% lifesteal, right? That's kill me.
Number 2.
And number 2 is the binary operator. And honestly, this could just as easily be number 1. Honestly, this whole list feels like a 10-way tie for the shittiest troll item in the game. But the binary operator ranks up here for me because it doesn't even try to hide how bad it sucks. The base damage on the God Roll version of this gun is a staggering 2 damage. And yes, I did have my numbers guy crunch those numbers to be sure. But this gun has a hidden damage value, so surely that's a saving grace, right? Wrong. The base hidden damage value for a Mayhem 10 binary operator is actually around 770,000 damage. But if that value is less than the health of the enemy that you're shooting at, it will instead deal 2 damage. And in case you're wondering, no, there are no enemies that this will work on at Mayhem 10 or Mayhem 11. Now for some more bad news. To get this gun, you have to go through Arms Race and loot these chests, or get it as a world drop like I always do. Either way, prepare yourself for a world of disappointment. One quick note though, I did use this gun on normal mode and it's actually pretty decent there, but nah, screw this gun, man, screw this gun.
Honorable mention.
My honorable mention goes to the crit for sometimes falling out of your hands when you least expect it to. Also to the back burner for allowing you to kill your friends, and the Sidewinder grenade for also allowing you to kill your friends. Now my dishonorable mentions go to the conference call, the Infinity Pistol, and the Hellfire for all being so damn horrible in Borderlands 3 after being universally pretty much loved in Borderlands 2. Also, who the hell decided to make the Hellfire a doll SMG all of a sudden?
Number 1.
Finally, at number 1 is the trolliest item in Borderlands 3, the Burning Summit. Yes, this grenade is an homage to one of the greatest moments in competitive gaming when Summit 1G killed himself with a Molotov cocktail to lose the game for his team. Surely Gearbox saw this and they knew that they needed to include a special reference just for him that I'm not even sure that he knows exists. To get this item, you will need to accept the sellout quest in Ambermire on Eden 6, and after going full McNally mode while Tyreen tells you to self-forever sleep, you activate this smasher machine. When you do, a random psycho runs out, climbs into the machine, and smashes himself. Once he does that, you can just save quit. Now reload and let him do that 19 more times, and then Tyreen will send you mail through the in-game mail system and even give you a bonus Burning Summit directly in your inventory. Now equip it and try and throw it as far as you can. That's right, no matter what, it will always explode at your own feet, pretty much killing you near instantly. It took a while before we even knew how to unlock this thing, and now that we know, nobody in the right mind wants it. So what's your pick for the trolliest item in Borderlands 3? Leave a comment down below. The best answer gets pinned to the top. If you enjoyed this video, then subscribe for more and be sure to hit that like button as it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.